Hello and welcome to Chips and Salsa. I'm Jerry.
I'm CRob. Hey, Jerry,
Hey.
do you know what time it is?
Yep.
It's Patch Tuesday!
Yes,
Got
indeed,
my
Probe.
Patch
It is
hat.
Patch Tuesday. You got your patch hat on. Uh, so, yes, it's November Patch Tuesday, and we are releasing 24 advisories addressing 57 vulnerabilities, ranging in CVSS severity score from a 2.5 low up to 8.2 high.
Yes. Here at Intel, we take security very seriously. Viewers should note that 57 vulnerabilities, out of these 57 vulnerabilities, over about half of them, 53%, were discovered or and mitigated as a result of Intel's proactive efforts in security assurance.
Yeah, we're constantly on the lookout and reviewing our portfolio and working with researchers to improve our products. And, CRob, we have our annual product security report. We'll have one for 2022 that, shows a lot of the effort that goes on behind the scenes to, achieve more than 50% of the vulnerabilities on an annual basis found internally by our own security researchers.
I'm looking forward to looking at that report, man.
Yep.
Just so our viewers know, we've organized today's advisories into four categories: processors and firmware, networking and connectivity, software, and then discontinued products. Jerry, do you want to kick us off and talk about processors and firmware?
Sure, Crow. In the processors and firmware category, we have four advisories. As you can see on the slide, these affect the Nook laptop kit, Intel server boards, BIOS, and firmware components. Two of these updates are provided as part of our Intel Platform Update Program. And the advisories in this category this month are all fairly straightforward, but we will call out some specifics on several of them. First up is Intel SA00610, which addresses 5 high severity CVEs and 1 medium severity CVE. These issues center around denial of service, privileged and normal user escalation, and possible bypass of authentication vulnerabilities. We recommend updating Intel's CSME, Intel AMT, Intel Standard Manageability, and Intel SPS to the latest version in the provided table within the advisory.
Yes. Uh, Next would be Intel SA00688. This addresses two high severity CVEs in BIOS firmware on some Intel processors. These vulnerabilities could allow local users to escalate privileges. Firmware is available to address these issues, and Intel recommends updating to the latest versions. After that, we have Intel SA00708, the Intel Server Boards and Server Systems Advisory. This fixes two high severity CVEs, um, including one that blocks potential escalation of privilege exploits. Firmware is also provided to correct these vulnerabilities in these products, and affected customers are encouraged to apply updates.
Thanks, Crow. Next, we have Intel SA00752, which is an Intel Nook advisory that addresses several high severity and one medium severity CVE. These are all resolved by applying applicable BIOS firmware updates detailed in the advisory.
Right. Our next category is networking and connectivity. We're providing updates to correct vulnerabilities in the Intel ProSet and wireless Wi Fi, Intel vPro CSME Wi Fi and Killer Wi Fi, Intel XMM 7560 modem, and Intel NUC wireless adapter. The vulnerabilities, which are predominantly denials of service in these products, range from low to moderate, with the XMMM modem also having one high severity vulnerability that requires an update. Please review the applicable advisories and apply the latest version updates.
Moving on to the software category, we have 14 advisories addressing an array of software that had low to moderate vulnerabilities reported. We are providing updates to vulnerabilities for OpenVINO, Quartus Prime Pro, and Standard. vTune Profiler, Intel Active Management Technology, or AMT, the SDK for AMT, that is, Intel Endpoint Management Assistant, and Intel Manageability Commander, Nook Firmware Update Tool, and the Intel SGX SDK, Hyperscan SDP Tool, PresentOn, that's a fun one, Data Manager, or Data Center Manager, I'm sorry, Advanced Link Analyzer, EMA, WLAN authentication and privacy infrastructure, and the Intel Support Android app. In all cases, the advisories provided recommendations to update to the latest software versions that contain the mitigations for these advisories. So please check and make sure you are on the latest versions. Details to access the updates are included in the advisories.
Mhm. And our final category today are advisories reminding customers that Intel has issued product discontinuation notices. And that means we're no longer providing updates for these products. We recommend customers remove those programs at their earliest convenience. We've issued discontinuation notices for Glorp and System Studio, and we will no longer be issuing any fixes or updates for them.
Yeah, we recommend that customers look for updates on their equipment manufacturer's website. For convenience, here's a link to a page on intel.com that has links to many OEM support sites.
Mhm. And I think with that, Jerry, that's a wrap for our November updates, right?
Yes, and we encourage folks to subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep an eye out for future episodes, so stay tuned.
And I want to thank you, and I hope you enjoyed Patch Tuesday. Thanks for watching.
Thank you.